What is up? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I am your host, Allan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. It is New Year's Eve, and we have got football, basketball, you name it. I almost said baseball. But we've got everything. But before we take a look at today's best bets, let's take a look at how we did yesterday here. You know what? All right. Not great. Not bad by any means. Look at the coach. Dude, the coach is crushing it in the NBA. Spector, what is our man doing? He's crushing it out there. And
man, he's been amazing. He's been so
really
good.
has. Let's bring it to the start of the show real quick because I want to talk about this. And Buckets crushing it as well. Spector, I interrupted you, my man. Keep going.
Oh, he's doing so well. I didn't want to jinx myself yesterday. A tad disappointed. I was waiting for it. If I had hit yesterday, I would have had a perfect in 5 week. But it just wasn't in the cards for this week.
Well, I'll tell you this. All right, keep that written on the board because it's never happened. Like nobody's gone wire to wire Monday through Friday. Perfect. So you know what? I think you're going to be the first one to do it. You know what? Now you've got a goal set. There's your what do they call it? Well, it's not really a resolution, but
right, my New Year's goal. We'll make it my New Year's goal this year.
There you go. Hey, we'll send it over to Noah and everybody else on the team. Put them on the board there. All right, everybody, it's enough blabbering from me. Welcome into the Early Edge. You know what, Spector, the speculator? Good to see you, buddy. How we doing?
Always good to see you too, AB. Always a good morning when I have AB in it.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. That is sometimes true. It's always true for our man Micah Roberts because, one, you get to see him. Two, again, it looks sharp and awesome outside. I know it's early out there on the West Coast, but how we doing, my man?
Doing great, man. Had a great Christmas. Going to have a great New Year. To all you guys, too, Happy New Year. May 2023 be the best year of all time. And let's do it.
Dude, let's do it indeed. Now, EC, my man, Eric Cohen. How we doing, sir? New background there.
Yeah, we got our new background in place, AB. Glad to be here. And it was a little rough yesterday. My college picks was off to a great start in bowl season. Yesterday really took it on the chin, looking to bounce back today.
Dude, bowl games are wild, man. Like, they're just wild. Like, you just don't know what you're going to get. And my man, Bobby Locks, looking sharp as always, sir. How we doing?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me again. Great day of college basketball. A lot of good conference games. I actually got up really early, and I finally got a haircut because I got to try to beat Micah for the best hair on the Early Edge.
I tell you what, dude, that one's going to be tough. But the haircut does look sharp, man. Well done on that one. And I tell you what, let's go into our storylines that affect the betting lines for today because you guys were just talking about it in terms of basketball, in terms of football. And EC, I'm coming right to you first, man. So we've got the Fiesta Bowl here. You're going to be at the game. Man, break it down, man. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'll be there, AB. And I think one thing that I look at this game today, high-scoring game, and I'll make my picks later on in the show, but both teams average about 40 points a game. I believe TCU is 5th in the nation. Michigan is 6th in points per game. So I know that, some people, these semifinal games, you could see defense. I think throw that out the window. I think Michigan is going to score plenty on that TCU defense, and TCU is going to be in chase mode all game.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with that game because there's so many scripts of the way that it could go. Same thing with Georgia and Ohio State, right? But yeah. I think what's the number? It's like 71% of all college football playoff games have been like 2 scores, determined. Like the points get scored in these games is what I'm getting at. I completely agree with you on that one. Now, Micah, coming over to you in terms of points that could get scored or not get scored this weekend, the Las Vegas Raiders, all right? They benched Derek Carr. Derek Carr then asked to leave the team to not be a distraction. They've got Jarrett Stidham coming in as their starting quarterback to end the year. We remember Stidham from the New England Patriots, also from the Auburn Tigers. Dude, what is going down in Las Vegas? What is happening here, man?
Yeah, I don't know, but they're waving the white flag up too soon, I think. Carr, okay, so maybe you're not going to sign him, but you got to humiliate him. You know everything that there is to know about Jarrett Stidham. We've seen him over and over again. Josh McDaniels has seen him over and he's not good. So this is not a C moment. This is not like what – this is like a, kind of an FU moment to Carr, I think. They haven't given him a defense. He's put up good numbers, solid numbers, and he's kind of a one-man show back there, and he's taking the blame for the bad – drafting of the Raiders that the ownership's been involved in, and the last general manager and the coach was involved in. But don't take it out on Carr, and I just wasn't happy about this at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, you look at everything that Derek Carr's gone through. I think he's had, 4 different head coaches? He's had a new offensive coordinator seemingly every year out there. Yeah, and you know what? You brought up Mayock and Gruden. We remember when the Raiders, made that trade with Khalil Mack, and they ended up getting, 3 first-round picks?
Yeah, those guys are all gone.
Yeah, all of those guys are gone. The head coach is gone. The GM is gone. Every single person involved in that trade, gone. I'm with you, man.
But I have a question, guys. I mean, Derek Carr is the guy to me that seems like he's just never going to get over that hump and win a Super Bowl. He had one good year, one really good year, got hurt, was in the MVP consideration. This was years ago. I mean, I know what they're trying to do. This is like tanking somewhat to try to improve their draft pick. You would think there's no way Derek Carr can come back from this, right? And be a Raider next year, right?
No shot. He's done. He's finished. He knows it. Sees the writing on the wall. That's why he's, he's not quitting on the team. They quit on him. So, it's pretty tough take. And basically, I mean, I don't know how bad the Raiders are going to lose, but I know Stidham ain't going to score.
No, and I'll tell you what, I hope the Raiders understand that the depth out there of quarterbacks to pick up and in the draft is slim pickings.
All right, so wait, AB, what would your Titans give up for Carr? What is a reasonable offseason compensation for Carr?
I think they kind of already have Carr, like in Ryan Tannehill, like an older version, right? Like, I don't – the Titans are in hell. Like, somehow the Titans have no players, no offensive line, and no money. Like, I don't know what they're going to do, man. Like, I guess it's Josh Dobbs time. I have no clue what they're going to do. But they're kind of in the same spot. They're going to have to make a decision on Tannehill because he's got a pretty big number that's coming up on the cap this year as well. All right, let's get into our picks for today. But before we do, let's take a quick break and hear from one of our partners. And we are back. All right, Micah, coming over to you, my man. You got 2 plays here today. I love them. Can't wait to hear of them. What do you got, man? Break them down. Both college football.
Well, Ohio State, I mean, they get the bonus of, they lost the last regular season game undefeated, didn't think they were going to get into the postseason, and here they are. And so this is free money for them. It's free play. And then you look at the point spread and where the money's at. You got 79% of the tickets at most sports books being bet on Georgia, but only 56% of the money is on Georgia. I think you've got a lot of respected players playing the Buckeyes, taking the points, because the Buckeyes 14-1 ATS as a dog, more than 3 points. They've been favored the last 25 games. This is a lot of points to give the Buckeyes. And I think the redemption tour, jumping back on the national stage here and having a chance at redemption, I think that's big here for Georgia. And Georgia, undefeated defending champs, 22-5 straight up, 1-6 ATS. When giving up 5 points or more. So I think this is a spot just trend-wise, just C.J. Stroud. Still, without one receiver, the Buckeyes probably still have the best wide receiving group. I think they're going to do their thing. And Georgia's not going to see it since Missouri this year or Kentucky, 2 games they struggled in. I think the Buckeyes get the win, straight-up win. Then go over to TCU, Michigan, amazing season, but I still have questions about the season. I mean, really only 2 really solid wins against Penn State and Ohio State. Amazing, 40-13 average score, 13 point. I mean, defense, they've been amazing, but again, they haven't played anybody, I don't think. I mean, maybe Ohio State, they just caught them off guard there, but with TCU, Max Duggan, I think, Eric's right. They're probably going to be chasing most of the game, but I like them in that spot. That's what they've been doing all season. TCU, before the Iowa State game and before the Kansas State game, 7 straight games of 10 points or less. They're losing or trailing or barely leading the entire game. They've been running the gauntlet, playing the playoffs since October 1st. And this is where they're at now, and they got fortunate. They're in here. I don't think they're going to miss up on this opportunity here. And Max Duggan, I mean, the guy just doesn't quit. He's absolutely amazing. I don't think Michigan's seen that type of quarterback that's willing to run and be so effective passing the ball and have a great receiving core outside of the Buckeyes. But Stroud doesn't run like Duggan is. He's got 6 touchdowns this year, 400 yards rushing himself, 30 touchdown passes. I think Duggan is the key here. I think Duggan helps them win the game or stay close, but they're not getting beat up. They're not getting beat up in the spot. So, yeah, go ahead, take the points in both of them, Buckeyes and TCU.
Dude, I like it. College for the Buckeyes straight up win, man. Like, I'll say this. If they do end up beating Georgia, I feel like you just might as well just bet Ohio State to win it all. Like, and that's nothing against Michigan at all, but like playing a team 2 times in a row, you got
burning some couches tonight, baby.
Dude, I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you what, EC, I'm gonna throw it to you, man, because you got 3 plays, 2 of them college football, 1 of them college basketball, and I think you kind of agree with Micah here. Breaking it down, man. What do you got, bud?
Yeah, I really do. I think Mike is spot on. I'm taking Ohio State not only with the 6.5, but I also like them on the money line. AB. Here's something that I'm going to think of: 2014 semifinal, Sugar Bowl, Ohio State 42, Alabama 35. Now we know Urban Meyer's not coaching anymore. Ryan Day, their questions, whatnot. But Ohio State was disrespected in that spot, and they're disrespected tonight. I think they come out and as Mike has said, the whole thing about the money, I thought this line would be 10.5. It's only 6.5, and it's going down in some places. It might end up at 6. The smart people know. I may not yet be one of the smart people, but even I can figure that out. I'm taking the Buckeyes with the points, and I'm sprinkling some money line there. The only 3 losses they've ever had in semifinals were to Clemson and Alabama, and last time I checked, those 2 teams are not playing today. We're going to take a shot here with the Buckeyes. And don't forget they're 12th in total defense in the country, so they can hold Stetson Bennett in that offensive attack in check. Now, on to the Fiesta Bowl, where as we mentioned earlier that I will be. I mentioned it's going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion, because both teams average 40 points a game this season. But here's another X factor. TCU gave up about 150 yards rushing per game. Michigan is averaging 243. I think the Wolverines run it down their throats, and as I mentioned earlier, I think TCU is in catch-up mode. So that's why I think we're going to – this total to me is going to be somewhere where Michigan, Ohio State. That's the type of game that I see here. A close first half, and I think Michigan pulls away in the second half. Another stat for you, just because I like historical stats with the heck. Fiesta Bowl, 8 of the last 12 games played there, over 60 points. So more reason to take the over today.
Nugget, man. I like it.
There we go. And on to the hardwood of college basketball. The last play of 2022, Oregon State and Oregon, it's over. The over is 131.5. I'm going to take it. Now, I know that the Beavers are on a little bit of an under trend, but 5 of the last 6 times these teams have met, the game's gone over, and the total is averaged 145. 8 of the last 9 Oregon games have hit this number or gone over it, this 131.5. When Oregon State loses, and they're a big underdog tonight, they're giving up an average of 72 points a game in their 6 losses. And Oregon is averaging nearly 77 points in their 7 wins this season. Just a gut feeling this one's going to fly into the 140s.
All right, man. I like the way you break it down. I'll tell you what. Let's stay in college basketball. All right, my man Bobby Locks. 1 play going up to the smart area in the Northeast here in the Ivy League. What you got, man?
Yeah, I will say before I talk about the Yale game, on one of my other platforms, I'm with Micah already. I have TCU plus 9.5, so there's a little bonus pick from me for college football. But yeah, Yale and Columbia, I'll be taking Yale first half -8. Yale top 100 in adjusted offense and defense. They really excel on defense. However, this is more of a fade on Columbia's offense. They're towards the bottom of the country in adjusted offense. They can't shoot the 3 very well. They struggle. And Yale's defense holds their opponents to 29% from beyond the arc. So, again, this is more of a fade on Columbia's offense. Yale could rein in from 3 whenever they want. They also play as a unit better than Columbia. They average like 15 assists a game. They find the open man. So, Yale first half -8.
Yale first half. Indeed, dude. We need like Marv Albert, like from downtown. Like I would love to see. That was a horrible impersonation, but man, my dude got me fired up. I like to see Yale, dude, just fired it from deep, man. All right, Spector, coming over to you. You are in the Maestro spot today. All right, you got 2 plays for the NFL for tomorrow. Break them down, man. What do you got?
Yeah, AB, we're going to do those 2 NFL plays because I won't be here tomorrow. First one's going to be Jets at Seahawks under 42.5. Our SportsLine AI model is projecting a 40-point total game. The Jets defense is just really impressive. They've allowed the least amount of passing touchdowns this season and the 5th least amount of passing yards over the entire season. The Seahawks looked visibly frustrated when their passing attack did not work last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And on the other side, Mike White is an upgrade at QB. However, the Jets have only gone to over 42.5 total points in 2 times this season so far. The second pick we're going with is the Vikings plus 3.5. Our SportsLine AI is projecting a 23-24 Green Bay win, so they're not going to cover. If you can get this at 3.5, I like it. At 3, you're on the edge. Anything below +3, I don't like anymore. If there's one thing we know about the Vikings, it's that it's going to be a 1-score game. That's why I like the plus 3.5. The Green Bay defense is 27th in the league in rushing yards and rushing yards allowed. The Vikings are 28th in rushing yards. However, that number is really pushed down due to situational factors where they've had to get back in the game a lot with their passing attack. I think tomorrow's game is the game where Dalvin Cook has the season high in rushing attempts. And the Vikings try to put away the Packers and make it almost impossible for them to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, look, I'll say this. Was it Jair Alexander for the Packers who called out Justin Jefferson? Said he's
don't poke Justin Jefferson.
What are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? My man is 209 yards away from setting the NFL single season receiving record, and you're out here, dude, just poking him. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Hey,
right.
AB, I'm a Packer fan, so I agree with speculator's pick there. It's going to be close, but Green Bay has to win this game. I mean, you got to stay alive. Just give me some hope. It's been a depressing season as Packer fans go. So I hope Minnesota doesn't win the game outright. Come on, please, Green Bay.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. Hey, I'll give you a nugget here, man. All right, Aaron Rodgers, he's won 9 straight home games in the months of December and January. Your boy, Matty LaFleur, who used to be here in Nashville, has never lost a home game in December with the Green Bay Packers, 15-0. So there you go. But you know what? We could mid this thing, man. Packers went out right. Vikings cover. Because, dude, speculator, you're right. Like, if there's any team in the NFL that plays 1-score games, it's the damn Minnesota Vikings. They do it every week. They do it every time, man.
That's why the 3.5 looks nice. That's why anything, if you go beyond there, then it's like, hey, tie game. They kick a field goal. You have 3.5. You're still good. You know, like that's just the way to look at it.
You live in that prison yard risk lifestyle with that one, man.
Yeah.
I will chime in quick, AB, on Christmas Eve. That Vikings-Giants game, man, that field goal just really crushed me. The Giants had that game locked up, and then typical Vikings, right as time expires.
Brutal. And, like, the crazy thing was, like, he lined up, and it was, 59 yards?
61.
61. That only happens with the Giants. There was a screenshot on Giants Twitter of, like, the Eagles one when Graham Gano was on the Panthers. He hit, like, a franchise record, like, 63-yarder, another one with the Eagles, and now this one. And I think the Titans, too. So the Giants just – they can't catch a break with those like longest field goals of all time.
Dude, you're going to see like the Lane Kiffin, like lining up from 75 yards out. You're like, oh, hell, this ain't going to be good, man. Everybody grab your paper, grab your bets up. Let's take a look at the recap here. If I could click the button. And it does look glorious. Micah Roberts is on TCU +8 today. Ohio State +6.5. Man, Bobby Locks is on Yale. First half -8, raining down threes from downtown. That was a little bit better. Still not good. All right, speculators on the Jets and Seahawks under 42.5. Vikings +3.5. EC is on TCU, Michigan over 58.5. Ohio State +6.5. And in college basketball, Oregon State, Oregon over 131.5. Now, you all are going to hate me because I've got a money line parlay. Georgia wins, Michigan wins straight up, no spread, -120. And now, Micah, how about a little horse racing here? We're going to go with a college football exacta. You can find this on DraftKings, other books if they have it. On DraftKings, if you look it up on there, it's on straight forecast here. We're going to go exacta Georgia over Michigan in the national championship at +140. Now, boys, it's New Year's Eve, all right? Anybody got any fun plans? Anybody going out? Anybody doing anything fun tonight? Yep,
Sports.
that sounds about like mine. Yeah,
just chilling, man. Watching some games, watching some hoops, and chilling. And 2023, here we come. Let's do this.
There we go, man. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, AB, it's going to be a long day in Glendale, and then going to go watch, as Mike and I are predicting, and watch the Buckeyes pull the upset. And let's hope. I'm surprised you didn't make a pick today, AB. My alma mater, University of Arizona, basketball's playing. We know what to do with that. They're a 6-point favorite, though, so you can't. I mean, it probably play the money line in Tempe.
About 180.
something like that. Arizona's going to win the game, and we never. It's very rare that we lose in Tempe, so they're going to win. If the over/under 155.5 might be a little too steep, but Arizona money line, throw that in your parlays.
Dude, I love it. I mean, you know the rule. Like anytime Arizona money line minus 150 or better, take it. I'd take it 180. Like Arizona just doesn't lose. Like they're a good basketball team. They're basically NBA Gonzaga, right?
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope indeed. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live normal time Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern for the morning show. What is that? 12 p.m. Eastern for our hour-long kickoff preview show, and then we'll be live for Sunday Night Football. That's what? Vikings and Packers, right? Yeah, we're going to be live. Go ahead.
No, I think it's isn't it the they flexed it last week. It's Pittsburgh-Baltimore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Vikings
Baltimore.
Packers is Monday. My bad. Right.
Right.
Yeah, they did flex it out. Dude, I'm fascinated with the Steelers, man. Like, can they get another win? Can they get Mike Tomlin to keep that record of never having a losing one in Pittsburgh? That's it. That game's probably going to end 6-3, but it's going to be a fist fight. Like, I can't wait to watch it, man. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow, normal time. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.